Flosstube, thanks for stopping by my channel. My name is Shiloh and I am a cross stitcher, knitter, and crocheter living in Nova Scotia, Canada. You can find me on Instagram as @Xstitchmd, and I'll have a link below in the drop down box with a link to the Google Doc that has all the details about the projects I'm working on in case you're interested. Let me know if you have any trouble finding that. So it's been, I think, about 2 months since my last video. We've had a really fun summer full of all kinds of social things. Thankfully, also some time for stitching, which has been fantastic. So in my last video, I talked about how I was going to be officiating the wedding of one of my good friends, aka marrying her. And that was such a fantastic day. So here's some pictures from that. The ceremony went without a hitch. I was very nervous that I would mess up, but I didn't. I said all my correct things and all the legal words and signed the documents without issue. So that was great. And it was just such a beautiful day celebrating them and a really fun party. So that was great. We also hosted my brother and his fiance at our place for about a week, and Sam absolutely loved having more people to throw the ball for him to chase. So that was great. We also had a lot of fun playing board games. Spencer is late to the boat in learning about Settlers of Catan, and that has been our obsession. I think we had just started playing it last time I recorded, and it's like, what, 6 weeks later, and we're still playing it multiple times per week. So that's been fun. I've also been doing a lot of stitching and knitting, which has been great. And I was originally thinking I hadn't done a lot, but then over the course of 6 weeks, it really adds up. So lots of stuff to share with you today. First things first, I had a giveaway last episode for the chart with Needle and Thread by Samplers Not Forgotten, and the winner of that is Naomi Ingram, the Huckleberry Stitcher. So Naomi, I have commented on your comment with my email address. I also have my email address down below. If you can just send me an email with your mailing address, I will get that into the mail for you ASAP. Yay. All right, I do have 2 giveaways for this episode as well. So I'll start with the first one. So I have stitched a bunch of the Caterpillar cross stitch stitch-alongs. Well, a bunch. I've completed one. I have a bunch of others on the go. Anyway, they have their newest one coming out. It's available for pre-order. I think the first clue comes out later September. Don't quote me on that. Go to Caterpillar Cross Stitch's Instagram page for all the details. But they have kindly offered to give a PDF copy of their pattern. So you'll get kind of the installments as they come out with a mystery for their newest stitch along, Christmas Wonderland. They've posted some sneak peeks. It looks super cute. I'll put some pictures here. I'm very tempted to join in, although do I really need another stitch along? No. Do I want to do another one? Yes. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, if you'd like to be entered to win that, just leave a comment down below with the word Wonderland. And it's a PDF copy. They'll email you the parts as they come out. I have another giveaway, but we'll talk about it when we get to the chart that I'm working on. Okay. So let's get started with what I've been working on. So I did not finish my Bewitched Park in time for our 1-year wedding anniversary. Sad, sad. But I am hoping to finish it by mid-October. October 17th is our 2-year engagement anniversary. So that's my new goal. And then if I miss that, then the new goal is Christmas. So we'll see. This is where I'm at now. I think I'm at 90.5%. So I'm getting so close. But it's like, you find that when you're getting close to the end of the project, you just like lose all will to work on it, because that's kind of what's happening with this one, especially because the darn yellow and orange. I'm so sick of yellow and orange. Anyway, here's where I'm at. In all its glory, I'm getting so close. So close. So this is the area I'm working on right now. All of this orange and yellow here, and it's just like, there's so many shades and they all look pretty much identical. So it's like, it's just not the most fun thing to work on. I like working on this here, like the colors up there. That's a lot more fun. But anyway, I'm getting so close. So This here is like the 500 stitch mark, and I think it's 550 stitches wide, so I only need to go up to about here. I'm so close. It's so close. It's 90% done. Oh, it's so pretty. I just have to remind myself of that because most of the time I'm looking at, you know, a very small piece of it up close as I'm stitching it. So I gotta remind myself of like the beautiful big picture. And it is really pretty, isn't it? If I do say so myself. So that is Bewitched Park, and it will be finished by the end of the year. You heard it here first, folks. So our 1-year wedding anniversary was August 13th, and we went back to the resort that we had gotten married at. We eloped a year ago. We went back there for our 1-year anniversary, and it was so much fun. The owners there were like, oh, it's so nice to have you back. How was 1 year gone by? And it was very, very sweet, and we had a great time. And I'm going to use this as an excuse to put in some of our wedding photos because they are really pretty, and I'm really happy with them. And how has a year already gone by? It's wild. So that was exciting. And yes, I still am sad I didn't finish it in time, but those yellow and oranges, it was too much. Couldn't do it. Another big project I've been working on for a long time, and I would love to get finished before the end of the year, is Modern Folk Embroidery, The Fruits of Plenty. And this was the 2021 stitch along. I am so close. So I have been working on this lately. I am almost done part 11, which is this square right here. Basically all I have to do is do the other hand, and then there's a 21 here. I'm going to change it to 23 because that's the year I'm hopefully finishing in. But look how good this looks. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. So let me show it up to you a bit closer. So this is on a 36 count Ash Rose Zweigart linen. And I'm stitching it with DMC 902 is the darker, and 3726 is the lighter color. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm using 2 strands over 2. And it's almost done. So after the middle part, and then I just have one section left here, it can totally get done by the end of the year. So that is a goal. In my head, I would love to finish it before October, which is Jacob Palooza retreat in London, Ontario. Probably can't finish both Bewitched Park and this by then, but worst case scenario, I will bring it with me to Jacob. Oh, I could bring it with me to Jacob Palooza and finish it there. Okay, new goal. That's even better. But yeah, it's so pretty. It's so much fun to stitch on. I just love the colors and the linen, and it's so beautiful. So that is the 2021 stitch along. 2023, I have not worked on in months, but I'm setting a precedent here. I finished them 2 years after they're released. I'm excited for the 2024 one. I don't think he's announced anything about it yet, but usually that gets announced in like October or something, so very excited to see that. Also, I've been working on a bunch of other whips, and I have a couple new starts as well. So let's go through my whips first. So this one is Lace Flowers by Ink Circles, and I am about 30-something% done, maybe 40%. I'm stitching this on 32 count platinum Lugana with all the called for weeks dye works, 2 over 2. And it is turning out very, very cute. I love these colors, the orange and the pinks. They're like so different, but so, so pretty. Yay. So that's coming along nicely, and it's a nice smaller size, which is fun to work on. Ink Circles has so many of these type of pieces where they're just like, you know, smaller and very symmetrical and matchy, and I basically want to stitch all of them and just have like a big gallery wall with all of them, which would be amazing. So also, you may have noticed I have another new picture hanging up here. I previously had everything in white hanging up there, but the frame on that was like very narrow, and when I put the command strips on, they were too wide and it fell off the wall, so that wasn't good. So now it's sitting on a table, the bedside table over here, looking very pretty. But instead I put up this pattern, which is Swedish Folk Cushion by Modern Folk Embroidery, and I think it looks really nice with Kindness and Fortitude by Modern Folk Embroidery together. I would love to have this wall all ecru samplers. I just need to actually like hang up everything in white. It needs to be like hung, not command hooked to the wall. So anyway, but I really like how that one looks there, and it was just downstairs in the basement in a storage container, so it's nice for it to now see the light of day. That one, I'll put in a picture of it up close, but I stitched that on 25 count. I don't know what type of linen it was. It was a linen, 25 count, a gray linen, and I used 3 strands of DMC ecru to stitch it. And that was a really fun stitch, and I loved how it turned out. Other whips. I have also been working on Quakers Pride by Xstitchmd, and I am stitching that pattern from the Silk Stitching app, which is lovely. It's available on iOS devices. Started this as a stitch along quite a while ago. Apologies, Sam's barking. But here is where I have gotten to. So I am stitching this on a 36 count fabric flare, a hazy gray linen, and all the called for DMC. This motif has been so much fun to work on with all the different flowers. Oh, it's so pretty. So yeah, I am really enjoying this one. It's so, so pretty. The white shows up a lot better in person than it is on camera. My overhead light here is kind of blowing it out, but I promise it shows up very well in real life. So this is huge. I have a lot more to go on it, but I have really been enjoying it. That is Quakers Pride. The other project I've been working on that has been a long-standing whip is Patchwork Quaker by Weinberg Designs. And this has been a whip for I don't know how long either, but it is slowly and steadily getting closer to a finish. So here it is. Oh gosh, the lighting is just terrible today. It's so gray and overcast. This fabric is very hard to show the actual color. It's like, I mean, that's kind of the right color there. It's a 36 count aqua Zweigert linen. I'm using all the called for DMC 2/2. This is the area I've been working on lately, is this motif here, which is really pretty. I just love how the motifs are all like kind of just jammed together. Next up, I have 4 new starts to show you because I've just wanted to start all the things. This first one is the Sampler of Stitches by the Drawn Thread. So this is a 9-part series. And each of these blocks, so across here you have the letter A, and then all of these stitches start with the letter A, and then same for B and C, which is really fun. I've been wanting to start this for forever. I am stitching this on 34 count Devonshire cream linen by Access Commodities. And I'm using all the called for needlepoint ink silks and using 1 strand. There also is some soie perlé, which I used for this like buttonhole stitch, which is kind of messy, but you know, it's fine. Yeah, so I'm really, really liking this. It's so fun to do all the different specialty stitches. It's turning out so pretty, and it's been really fun to work on. So that is my little start. My other new start was a much delayed start. I was planning on starting it July 15th, and I ended up starting it like the end of August or something. But that is Strawberry Fields Forever by Blackbird Designs. So pretty. I'm using all the called for threads, which are, I think, there's Gentle Art, and then there's 2 Weeks Dye Works. I'm stitching this on 36 count Winter Brew linen by R&R. reproductions. So let's just put this here so you can actually see it better. And there's where I'm at. I finished the house. Oh, actually, I didn't finish the house. There's still this one little line of stitching there. I'm stitching with 2 strands over 2 1/36 count. I love this. The colors are so pretty. The little flowers and berries, it's just adorable. I'm really excited to get to the bricks to stitch because those look really fun, and this vase that the plant's in. So I'm getting close to that. But that is where I am with that. So super cute. If you are stitching this as well, we're using the hashtag strawberryfieldsSAL on Instagram. Side note, I'm really annoyed that Instagram has changed hashtags to now when you click on it, you can only see top posts or recent top posts instead of like before you used to be able to see all the recent posts. So I'm very mad about that, Instagram. Can you please change that? Because I'm sure the Instagram executives watch my videos. Yes, very annoying. Okay, the next new start I have is for Sampler September, and the hashtag for this one is hashtag OTGN Sampler September 2023. Did it. And this is the chart, September's Revenge by Maximum Cross Stitch. It is such a beautiful chart. It is so fun just to see how like the vines are all going like into the house and through the letters. So Ellen says on the back of her chart, it's like the whole point of this is to look like it's a garden just like overgrowing the sampler, which I think is just so cool. I was very kindly given the chart full kit and everything by Evertote in exchange for me stitching and talking about it, which I'm very happy to do because I was going to buy it anyway. So thank you very much, Caroline and team, for giving this to me. That being said, I would like to give the chart away because I got the PDF version of it because I much prefer stitching from PDF. So I'd love to give away my paper copy of the chart. So if you'd like to be entered to win this, just use the word September in your comment. It is such a pretty chart and it's not very big. It's, let me see what the stitch count is on this. 160 by 114, so not huge. The goal of our stitch along is to finish by September 30th, and Caroline's posting fairly daily. She's posting daily weekday videos, kind of guiding us along the stitch along. And the goal is stitching 271 stitches per day in order to finish it by the end of the month. I've managed to keep up so far. Actually, what I did is I started it on Saturday, which was the 2nd, and I stitched 2 days worth, and then yesterday I stitched 2 days worth. So today I'm caught up. So here is my work so far. So I'm stitching this with all the called for Roxy Floss Co. flosses. It's on 32 count Pantone Roxy Floss linen. And it is so pretty. I love this blue. That's the Deja Blue colorway. It's so pretty. And the greens, like the colors in this are just so good. So you can see I got a start on the O and it's got like a flower petal coming through it. And right here you have like the letter I just poking out. So it's been really, really fun to stitch on. This is on a 1/8 cut. I was trying to think of the word, an 1/8 cut of linen. And so it's not that big. And I'm on 36 count, 32 count with 2 strands of linen. What are words? 2 strands of floss over 2 threads of linen. Gosh, you don't film for 6 weeks and you just forget how to speak. So yeah, so pretty. So you might notice in the chart there are backstitch lines connecting the bird to the pumpkin because it's supposed to look like the bird is like carrying it away. I haven't decided if I want to do that or not. I might, if I do it, I think I would just like backstitch each line individually versus the long strands because I'd just be worried about them getting caught. So I haven't decided yet. But I also don't really mind how it looks just like this. We'll see. We'll see. Also, I love how the white pops on this linen. It looks so good. Yay. So that is my Sampler September start. So along with the stitch along, we're also doing a knit along for a pair of socks. and I decided to use the pattern, the Fairground Socks by Kay Jones. It's a paid for pattern available on Ravelry, and it is designed to use a contrast color for the heels, toes, and cuffs. So I am using just like a plain white yarn. This is actually by Leo and Roxy Yarn Company, and it's their colorway Leo, so it's just like a basic white. And then I'm using the Timber Yarns self-striping sock yarn, which is like, look at the colors, it's so pretty. And here's my start. So I have the cuff done, which is just 1x1 rib, and then I have started the patterning. So I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's an eyelet pattern. It's like a feather and fan pattern, so it's got these kind of ripples and then eyelets. It's so pretty. I have just made a start on the 3rd stripe. So my goal for today is to finish that stripe, which won't take very long. The first day was the cuff, which took forever. 1x1 ribbing on a 9-inch circular is not my idea of a good time, but it looks amazing. So goal is to do 1 stripe per day. And so I need to do a stripe today to be caught up because today's the 4th. And it's so pretty. So the plan is to do 1 sock in September and 1 sock in October for Socktober. So that's the plan. Hopefully I can keep up with it. I don't see why not, because it shouldn't take too long. Each stripe is about 4 or 5 rounds, so that's like pretty reasonable to do in the evening or even in the morning if I just got up a little bit earlier before work. Could be a thing. I haven't knit socks in forever. It's been a bit of an adjustment going to a 9-inch circular needle because I have been mainly knitting shawls with bigger needles, so it has been a bit of an adjustment. However, it's not a bad thing, and it is turning out so cute. Like, look at that gray. There's some like variegation in it, and same with the green. It's so pretty. So I'm really excited to see how this knits up. So that is my sock. My last new start is Bloom Wildly. Dramatic reveal. Bloom Wildly by 1897 Schoolhouse Samplers. So this is a collaboration with Evertote, and this is part 2 of a 5-part series, which are all motifs from this antique sampler. So this was the first chart. It's called Sing After the Storm. I haven't started that one yet. I just absolutely loved this one. So when it came out, which was like a couple weeks ago, I had to buy it and start it immediately. So here is my start on it. It's not much, but it's there. Look at those colors. This is being stitched with all the called for Roxy floss on 32 count Panettone linen, same as for Sampler September. And this is so fun. I haven't stitched a lot of charts before where there's like so much shading, but it's all using variegated flosses. And I'm just loving how everything like plays together, and it's just so pretty and beautiful. So I'm really, really enjoying this. It's been really fun. The other chart they have currently is this one as well, which, oh gosh, about to take wing. She's reproduced this as well, so I'm planning on stitching that. I'm really excited for this motif, and then whatever this is here. I'm just assuming those will be ones that Leanne will reproduce. She hasn't announced which ones she'll be doing next. There also looks like there's something good behind that there. So I'm really excited to see what the next one is in the series. It hasn't been announced yet, but the first one came out in May. This one came out in August, so maybe we'll have like a December one. You can see. You can get this pattern and the kit and everything from Evertote. I did purchase this one myself with my very own money. Yeah, it is so pretty. I'm just like, oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, so pretty. Yeah, just listen to me sing about how pretty my chart is. I am planning on starting the other one once I'm done this one. And they're a nice size. They're not too big. The stitch count is 76 by 94. So not too big at all. That is all my stitching. I showed you my sock. I do have a knit finish. So I knit up the AINU. I don't know how to actually say this. It's AINU shawl by Isabel Kramer. And I just finished this last night. Sammy was very kind to model it for me, aka trying to sleep while I drape things all over him. Here It is not blocked yet, so it will look much better once it is like, is this the right way? Yes, once it's all blocked and such, because we have this like beautiful lace that I'm really excited to see how it opens up. So there it is, and this will be worn like so once it is done. So cute. So this yarn is, I saved the tag, Briggs & Little Sport Duras. Well, I think at one point it was called Durasport. Maybe it's not called Durasport anymore. Briggs & Little Sport. It is single ply, 100% wool, and the colorway I used was grape. I held this yarn double, so I wound my yarn into cakes, and then I pulled from the inside and outside. So I used, I don't know if you can see this. I used 2 strands of it held together, and this kind of approximates a worsted or Aran weight, and I love how it turned out. It's huge and squishy and cozy, and it'll get bigger when I block it, and I'm excited to see it all blocked. So yay, so cozy. I really like this yarn. It is definitely a woolly yarn, so it's not soft, but when you wash it, it does get softer, but it's super, super warm. It's also quite inexpensive. I think a ball is like $6 or $7. So this whole shawl costs like, I think it's $7. This whole shawl costs like $21. So it's like pretty good, right? Compared to some of the much more expensive yarns, which I also love. Yeah, this was a pretty quick knit. It knit up in about 2 weeks or so. It's on 5.5 millimeter needles, and I really loved it. It was fun too because you had like half of the row was lace and the other half was garter, so that made it really fly. You started at this end and like my sound effects until you bind off at the end. So yeah, really pretty color with the purple. I don't know if you can see that really well. It's like a bluey purple. Grape is the perfect colorway name for it. So that was very, very fun to make, and I'm planning on casting on another shawl with this sport yarn soon. I'm really enjoying holding yarn double. I just really like how it like bouncy and squishy it is, and it's just really fun. So I've been really enjoying that, and I have a couple other shawl quantities of this sport yarn that I'm hoping to knit up soon. So I've also been doing some crochet. So I started the Edge Mark blanket, I think that's how you say it, which is a pattern put out through We Crochet. I forget the designer's name. I think it's Rebecca something, so I'll list that here as well. And this is a project that they were offering a kit for on their website, and it was 25% off a little while ago. So I was like, hey, why not? I'm really enjoying it. So I have finished 1 square so far. A little thing here to show which way is up, and it's actually a square, which is great. This was a new to me stitch, which I forget what it's called, but it's super pretty. I really like how it turned out. I have to make, so there's like 8 or 9, maybe more different square patterns, and you make 4 of each to get your finished blanket. So I need to make 3 more with this color of this pattern. I immediately after doing that wanted to try different patterns, so I went on to the next one, which is in this black yarn. And wow, it's really hard to crochet with black yarn. So my edge looks terrible here, but I was like, I have a block out. And after, you know, chaining and ripping out and chaining and ripping out like 16 times, I was like, you know what, it's fine. So this one is decidedly less neat than my other one. Like, look at my edge here. Like, oh goodness, I might just end up ripping this out again. What I might do is do this pattern in a lighter color yarn, because the pattern calls for like 8 different yarns, I think, but there's like 4 dark ones like this, and then there's like 4 lighter ones. So this probably would have been an easier pattern to do in the dark yarn, because this is hard. But hey, it doesn't look that bad, does it? No. So the yarn that's called for is We Crochet Upcycle Alpaca Blend worsted weight. So this yarn is, oh, right here, 33% acrylic, 34% wool, and 33% acrylic. Oh, sorry, alpaca, wool, and acrylic. and it is machine washable. No, it's not. Hand wash, but that's fine. It's a very squishy and cozy yarn. So I'm really excited to continue to make the squares and keep going. I set this project aside because this square was the death of me, but I might just move on to a different square in a lighter color because black yarn crocheting is very difficult. Not relaxing at all. But that's been a fun thing to work on, except that square. All right, I do have some stitching haul to show. So I got a couple of patterns from 123 Stitch when I had to order some floss for another pattern. So here are the charts I got. So I got the Quaker sewing tray by With Thy Needle and Thread. It's just super cute little pattern. It's, I don't know what the stitch count is, but it comes out to be 7 by 7 on 32 count. So it's not too big. Super cute. I also got the Berry Cottage pattern by Plum Street Samplers. How cute is that? Sorry for the reflection. So cute. I love the little quilt block at the top there. So pretty. Also got the Newcastle Bouquet by Teresa Kogut. This one's been out for a while and I've always wanted to get it. I just never had. And oh, it's so pretty. So pretty. I love the reds and the border. That border is going to be a pain to stitch, but it's so pretty. Are those? Okay, no, there's no quarter stitches. I was like, oh, are those fractionals? But no, it's not. So pretty. This is a huge one. This is 353 stitches wide by 217 high. So it's a big one. I also got Violet's Blue by Blackbird Designs. How pretty is that? I just love the colors in this. The purples, oh, so pretty. I'm excited to stitch that. So nice. And the last one I got is Come Into My Garden by Blackbird Designs because by all the Blackbird, and this is beautiful. Really, really like it. The border, again, I'm drawn to patterns with huge borders and I absolutely hate stitching them. So maybe this will just be one that sits in my stash, but I do really like it and I would love to stitch it one day. It's a lot of border motifs. All right, so that was the recent haul I got. I think that's everything I have to share. So my goals for the next month or two are to make a lot more progress on Bewitched Park, more progress on Fruit of Plenty, finish September's Revenge by the end of the month. I also am really hoping to cast on the new Stephen West Mystery Knit Along, which starts October 2nd. I gotta figure out yarn for that. So it's calling for like a gradient, 4 colors. So I have to dig through my stash. I think I have some options. I actually have the yarn that I got from last year for the make along that I didn't end up doing because I didn't really like the pattern. So I'm hoping this year I like the pattern better, but I'll probably wait until the first clue comes out. Maybe even until the second clue comes out to see if I like where it's going. Because last year's was like a lot of knitting and kind of a weird shape and whatever. But it's all part of the fun, right? So let me know if any of you are planning on doing that knit along because it's always a lot of fun to see everyone's color choices. Also, I'd love to hear if you're doing anything special for Sampler September. I'm just hoping to work on all my projects and finish one that is definitely not a sampler, which is Bewitched Park. So wouldn't it be so nice when I don't have to talk about it anymore and it's just done and I can just be like hanging up and just, you know, there, done. I'm excited to have it done if you couldn't tell. And just a reminder for the giveaways, if you want to be entered to win the Caterpillar Cross Stitch Christmas Wonderland PDF pattern, just include in your comment, include the word Wonderland. And if you want to be entered to win the Maximum Cross Stitch September's Revenge print chart, which I'll mail anywhere in the world, in your comment, include the word September. All right, that's all I have. I am hoping to do another video at the beginning of October. I think like monthly will work well for me because then I will have enough progress to show you. and it will fit with my schedule. So I'll see you again in a month, fingers crossed. Until then, happy stitching, happy making, all the things. Hope you're enjoying this last long weekend of summer before the official start of fall. In my head, the official start of fall is the day after Labor Day, which is tomorrow. But that's good because it means time for all the cozy things. So anyway, before I just start rambling, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for all the lovely comments you leave every time. It just means so much, and it's a big part of why I do this. It's so nice to be able to connect with you all. So until then, happy stitching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.